Hello everybody, my name is Connor and I am here with Yellow Green Law versus Black Purple Luffy. I do want to say real quick, my opponent is a little bit newer to the game, but I thought he did pretty well, all things considering he's learning the deck and he doesn't have the most optimized, he doesn't have like all his 10 cost Nikas and stuff, so I still want to show this game because I want to focus on my gameplay. But before we get too deep into the video, I do want to remind you guys that if you want to support the channel, you can go ahead to 1000 Noble to either grab a playmat such as this Zeus one here, or commission one entirely that is all yours at 1000noble.com, or you can join the YouTube membership and become a real Poggers MVP. But to Dawn, we're gonna go ahead, just play that Capone down. And I'm just going to explain the card to him because, as I said, my opponent is a little bit newer. So explaining the card, and yeah, we are going to go ahead, pass turn. Capone makes this deck so good. Of course, I didn't see it when I was playing the Smoker match. That was an abysmal match, but yeah, just such a good card in the deck. Really helped, ties into our leader ability, helps keep our board safe, which was something that I think that Law struggled with, especially, you know, against black decks, because all of his, I don't think he plays anything above a 7, or at least my list doesn't. So yeah, Capone, so good. My opponent gonna play out a new starter deck, Chopper. If this is a blocker, gonna allow him to trigger the leader ability there, and then he's gonna go ahead, swing 6 at lead. And I'm going to go ahead and take that. Getting a 7 cost Law, honestly, I feel so much better about taking life and doing silly little, you know, Law things with my life when I see a 7 cost Law. So here might be a good option to play. I think I'm thinking about playing Bonnie and playing down the Bonnie and potentially playing out Cavendish, or maybe even Bonnie, the 5 cost Bonnie, but 6k at lead. Gonna see if he's gonna block or give me some counter here. Our hand has a lot of Bonnies in it, I'm realizing. Taking his time to think about what he wants to do. Understandable. He is gonna go ahead, give me a 2k there, and I'll tap 3 for Bonnie. Bonnie's gonna allow me to take the top card of my life. Getting that Searcher Luffy, so nice. Potentially kind of want to play out the... Okay, so we are going to play out the jewelry, or put jewelry Bonnie in our life, and I think I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. Nothing I really want to bounce out of my life here, or excuse me, bounce back to my hand, which is part of the reason. Like, I didn't realize that part until I had already played down Bonnie, but getting the Bonnie in my life, I don't think it's a terrible idea. We do have the Searcher Luffy that we are able to play to play and then bounce back. And we also, I haven't gotten a chance to pick up my Jewelry Bonnie starter deck, which I know provides Law with one more Searcher, and potentially some other goodies. So I'm gonna hopefully pick that up soon. We're just a little bit on the broke side right now, and we had to get our Black Purple Luffy starter decks, our Buggy starter decks, and our Yamato starter decks. Okay, so last starter deck we need is Bonnie. I have no interest in Shanks or what's his name, Blackbeard. But my opponent's gonna tap 4 for the Zoro Juro, and he got out of his last game against a Teach. Speaking of Blackbeard, so he's not you. I remind him that his on plays work here, and he gets to search for a Straw Hat character, and he's like, oh right. So, you know, just a little friendly tournament here, nothing too sweaty going on. And I think I did find this spot. I think this is a pretty good spot at the basement of Sage's Portal. There's a little bit of glare, but you can see both of our boards. And he is gonna find that new Luffy. That new Luffy is so good. It's gonna be able to make him a 7k leader, which is just, it's so good in this game. I think with Blue Purple Luffy being, you know, the big bad right now, just really good. But he's gonna swing 5 with lead, and we will counter out with our Jewelry Bonnie, going up to 6 Dawn, I believe, if I can count. Yeah, I can count. Nice counting, dude. With 6 Dawn, I definitely am gonna tap 1 for that Luffy Searcher potential. Oh, actually, I'm just gonna play 5 for Cavendish. Cavendish is gonna be able to restand 2 Dawn, getting our board pretty full here. And then, yep, tapping 1 to play out the Searcher Luffy, looking at the top 5 for a Supernova type character. Gonna end up grabbing the Jewelry Bonnie here. That was a pretty poor search, honestly, so I'm gonna go ahead to swing a 6 at lead here. 1 Dawn up. I think our plan here is to bounce Luffy and play Luffy one more time to search a little bit, but he is going to block that 6k lead. Yep, leader ability, bounce Luffy back to my hand, play out Jewelry Bonnie. Bonnie's going to go ahead, freeze one of his Dawn. I didn't want him to play out that 6-cost Luffy, that new starter deck Luffy. So I thought that freezing a Dawn was a decent choice here. But Luffy gonna kind of find us not much. We're gonna take another Capone, our base rarity Capone. No alt art Capone, dude. Poor me, I'm poor. Just kidding, I'm kidding, I'm totally kidding. I actually pulled that alt art Capone. I needed one more and I pulled that and I was like, hell yeah. So very exciting. But we do have the option to do some silly stuff here with our law and the restand laws that we have in our hand. I love the restand law, especially being able to restand Cavendish and get that 2 Dawn. Yeah, just really nice to be able to, get yourself 4 extra Dawn a turn. I mean, green purple Luffy knows, right? So yep, the 6-cost Luffy, the new Luffy, comes down, making his leader a 7k. Gonna do his leader ability -2 to bring 1 back active, 1 back arrested. The 6 at lead, I'm just gonna give him the Capone there. A 7 at lead, I'm gonna block with the Bonnie, and he'll go ahead and pass. When we draw into Bounce Law, honestly pretty nice in this deck, especially in combination with 8-cost Kid. We'll go over that. There's one game where I finally played 8-cost Kid. I hate to admit it, but yeah, we'll talk about that game when we get there. But 7, easy. This is gonna be an easy law heal. We're gonna go ahead, leader ability, or put that Rested Dawn on the on law and put the restand law in life. Now we have some bodies to swing with, and yeah, I think we'll go ahead, swing 7 into the Zoro with Cavendish restanding 2 Dawn. Yeah, well, the problem that I'm facing here is we can no longer see Zeus's stupid little eyes because my board is full, but we do get a 2k out of his hand for that Zoro. We're gonna swing another 6 into Zoro. Gonna see what he wants to do here. He's gonna actually go ahead and Gum Giant, trashing one of the Namis, I believe, and drawing 2. And he does minus his Dawn. Don't worry, I am telling him like, oh, don't forget to minus your Dawn. And yeah, I mean, I think this game is like a really good showing for our law deck. I think it really showed how solid this deck is and can be. So we'll leader ability. I'm gonna bounce Luffy back, and then we'll play out restand law. Restand law is gonna restand, I believe, Cavendish. I don't know why I wouldn't choose Cavendish. Yeah, we're gonna restand Cavendish, and then I'm trying to think, do I want to just swing bigger with Cavendish? And I mean, I do at this point. I don't have anything I want to play on board, so we swing real big into Zoro, let him go, restanding 2 Dawn. I could play another Searcher, but I want everything on my board, so we are gonna go ahead, swing 8 into lead. He is a 7k lead with the with that Luffy on board, and yeah, he gives us a 2k in the Frenosuke there. And we're gonna go ahead, pass turn. Our board is looking big and scary, and we're just kind of whittling down his hand size here. It looks like he's got about 3 cards in hand. And that honestly feels pretty good. We've got a very scary board at this point of the game. So, and we also have a bounce law to play out a Capone if we want. So we're doing pretty good here. I feel like I might drop how many bounce laws I'm running. Of course, my list isn't, as I mentioned, doesn't have the starter deck cards, which mostly that the searcher, and I think I can't remember what the card is, but Luffy Taro gonna come down for 7 Dawn, minus a Dawn to play something else out. A 5 cost Straw Hat, gonna play out the new Nico Robin. She's not a blocker. I'll put a picture of her up here. And yeah, Nico Robin gonna be able to use the Luffy ability, get active and rested. And she might also ramp you a active Dawn as well. Not sure off the top of my head right now, but you know, we are learning. This is like the second day after the starter decks are out, so you know, we're learning here. It's a learning process. Now he's probably gonna swing that new Luffy. I think that new Luffy is probably gonna go in a lot of purple Luffy decks. I mean, just give +2 to your leader, pretty good. Well, he's a -2, so maybe not, but yeah, he's just taking his time to think about what he wants to do. I feel like we can let a body go here. Our board is looking really full, and if we want to keep playing out cards and, you know, bodies, we're gonna if he swings into board, we're gonna go ahead and let something go here. So gonna swing at 7, 8, I believe, with the Luffy there, and we could block with Capone. We could let it go. We are going to go ahead and take getting another 7 cost, which is going to be really helpful. The 5 coming through from the Luffy leader, going to get the Jewelry Bonnie out of our hand and pass turn. I think we're going to be at 10 Dawn. Yep, 10 Dawn now. You can always tell because I got that Doflamingo Dawn. I can't help it. So a couple of options here. A little bit, maybe blocking with Capone would have been okay, but we have another heal law, so we'll go ahead swing 6 at lead, I believe. Yep, and he'll go ahead and take that. Yeah, and with the law being swung, I feel okay removing it from the field to play the searcher, so we have something we want to bounce back to hand, but we are going to search the top 5 for potentially another law, but it also might be a good idea to grab the 2K. I don't think I have a lot of 2Ks, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab Bonnie. I think my idea is to freeze that the new starter deck Luffy with what is it, with the Bonnie. Sorry, my brain just stopped working there. Trying to figure out the best way to do this. My board is full. I want to be able to bounce the Luffy back. We are going to go ahead and swing 7 at lead, and he'll go ahead and take that hit. And now we are in a spot where I think we can remove, I feel okay removing Bonnie if we need to play down heal law and potentially get something going. The choice is just, do I want to put the bounce law in my life to get a million blockers on board, or do I want to freeze the Luffy? But we'll go 9 into that 8K Luffy. I think he's an 8K body, and yeah, he'll let him go. So I think that means, for me at least, that means that it's okay to play the law and put the bounce law in life, just really block her up. He does have a little bit of a scary board happening, but yep, law is going to come down, and we are going to put potentially Bonnie, potentially bounce law. I think bounce law is a better play here, but I am going to put Bonnie up top, just to freeze a Dawn, I think. Doesn't seem like the greatest play, if you ask me, but yeah, and I think there I'm kind of like, oh, I should have put bounce law up top. That would have been better, but trying to figure out what I want to do. We'll just go ahead, go 6 into life, or restand 2 Dawn, get the 2K with the Frenosuke there. I am okay with that. We'll bounce Luffy, play out the Bonnie. I'll reveal Bonnie, but leave her there, and then tap 1 just because my board is full. I think, okay, yeah, so I think I see what I'm doing. I'm gonna search top 5 for a supernova type card. I swear to God, I think every game I saw at least 3 of my bounce laws. Might drop it down to 2, and that has nothing to do with the fact that I only have 2 alt arts, I promise. And then with my remaining 2 Dawn, I think I'm just gonna go ahead, tap 2, replace the Searcher Luffy, and play out Capone, another Capone, and we'll go ahead, pass turn. Oh, forgot to swing lead. I'll swing 6. He'll go ahead and take that. So yeah, looking pretty solid there. He is gonna get the Gum Gum Lightning trigger to ramp him a Dawn, which is pretty good. Gum Gum Lightning, real good card. Definitely a good way to get rid of some of my blockers. And Capone, since I only have Capone blockers up, Capone cannot protect Capone. So even though there's 2 of them, they cannot protect each other. And these were some things. There was a couple questions I had about Capone that had to get answered. So we'll, maybe not in this game, but in another game that we'll talk about for sure. But yeah, I feel like we're in a really good spot. We've got 2 blockers and 1 life. No blockers over there. I want to keep my Law up. I'd like to keep Cavendish up, but if it's too costly to keep him up, that is okay as well. Gum Gum Lightning gonna come down, tap 2. Gonna go ahead and get rid of one of the Capones. I do make sure it's okay that I throw my non-alt art Capone away, just because I don't know. I feel like whenever you have 2 of the same cards and you have 1 alt art and 1 standard art, always go for the standard art. And yeah, I'm just asking for clarification. Oh, he doesn't protect Capone, right? No, okay. Trash he goes. I'll miss you, Capone. Thank you for your brief service. Leader ability, gonna get him that Dawn back. Honestly, purple black Luffy, so much fun. Definitely gonna revisit him with the new starter decks. There's just too many decks I want to play right now. I want to build Yamato so bad. New Yamato starter deck looks crazy good. I want to build Yamato. I want to build black purple Luffy. I want to play Katakuri. I want to revisit Pudding. Just too many decks to play. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I want to keep playing Enel. I had so much fun playing Enel last set. But this card is really interesting. Gonna tap 8 for General Frankie. He minuses 2 Dawn, and that's about all I remember from him. But he is at 8 cost, 10,000 body, so pretty scary body there. So definitely have to finish this next turn if I don't die here. So oh, he minuses 2 things by 2k, I believe, and that's why I'm getting out my little minusing piece. Yes, so Cavendish and Capone minused by 2k. Gonna make it a little harder to protect that Cavendish if I want to. Of course, we've got the Capone there, but the 4 into 4. Nico Robin is 4, and Cavendish is now 4. Gonna give him that 2k in the Capone to protect him, just making sure I count it out right. And then if he swings again into Cavendish, we can just block. There is a chance though. Yeah, he swings 5 at lead. I'll take 7 or 8 at lead. I'll go ahead and take. Feeling pretty confident here that I can win. I could have blocked. I don't know why I didn't block. But feeling pretty confident that this time around I can go ahead and finish game. It looks like he doesn't have any Dawn up. No blocker. Just gonna make sure I am swinging appropriately here. We do have the restand law if we need it, just to get us an extra swing. But with our 2 laws on the field, I don't know if we'll need it. I'm gonna go ahead, play the Searcher just to try and find probably a 2k just in case, but just so I have some Dawn to restand with Cavendish for the most part, I think. But we'll go ahead to swing 6, getting us back to 10 Dawn here. And yeah, he'll go ahead and take that, and no blockers. I'll just swing 9 just to poke, see what happens, and that is game. So yeah, I mean, Law, that's how you want Law to perform. That is I think I saw a really good everything that game, and this deck has been so much fun to play. I love green yellow law. I mean, I was an RP law guy back in the day, but so I love playing baby girl law. What can I say? But that is gonna do it for me. We got a couple more law games coming to you guys this week, and then probably some blue purple Luffy and either Katakuri or Nami. I need to check what you guys voted for. Last time I checked, it was tied. So yeah, that is gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, hit that like button down below. Helps me out more than you can ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.